Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a quick update on that black 03 truck with the mysterious knock in it. We're looking at number 1 piston right here, and that is not some custom-made jewel piston. That is what happens when it drops a valve seat. So it shattered the valve seat, and that little guy just went through there and it pounded itself right into the top of the piston. What you can't see so well here, and I don't know if we can get it to refocus or not, it beat it so hard that it smushed the top of the piston against the cylinder wall, and this engine was actually quite tight trying to get it to turn over. We had to use a breaker bar even with the cylinder head off and no compression on it, and this engine was not very happy. Poor guy. I'm surprised it was running as well as it was, especially after I show you some of these other issues that we found once we tore into it. And I want this to be a good lesson to all of you common rail guys out there. Take care of your motors. The common rails are not, they're not really the problem. They get a bad rap because of the injectors and what that can do, and this is actually going to be a good lesson on that. We're going to send these injectors off on this truck to get them checked. They're probably going to come back bad, although the owner said that they were good. But what we've got here, we're going to skip down to number 6 first. We're going to kind of go from least to, or from best to worst. So this is the number 6 here, and I don't know if you can see this too well. We're going to try to get, I've tried to get some light on this so that we can keep you guys with good video quality here. But that is actually pitting. So the injector has actually melted the surface of this piston here. You can kind of see some of that is just scale on top of the piston, but some of it is definitely pits melted out of the top of the piston. So at some point, and you can kind of see it where it took it out of the edge of the bowl there, at some point this had some injectors that were really unhappy. So guys, if you don't want to hash your pistons, because you can't get in there and check pistons very easily, so if you don't want to hash your pistons, man, keep an eye on the freaking injectors. If they're getting bad, get them out of there. So number 5 looked okay, and number 2 wasn't too bad. So 5 and 2 were the best. 3, you can see that 3 wasn't terrible. It's got some crap on it. It wasn't in like super great shape, but it certainly wasn't one of the worst. Now let's come over here to 4. This is the one I really wanted to show you. This is what can happen in a common rail with those injectors being able to inject at such high pressures, and if you don't check on the filtration or if something happens in there, it literally melted the piston all the way down. Let's see if we can get it here. I don't know if it'll really show up on camera, but what you're seeing down there, so here's a normal piston on your left, and on the right is number 4. That is the compression ring at the top of the cylinder. So it literally it melted the piston back to the compression ring. This guy was blowing way outside the bowl there. You can see that it wasn't hitting anywhere close. And these injectors were seriously in some bad shape. So I'm going to stick it on pause real quick because number 4 is bad. Let it be a lesson. Keep an eye on your common rails. Put filtration on them so that you don't have this problem. But we're going to go over and check out the cylinder head, and then we're going to finish up this video. Okay, we're over here at cylinder number 1, and I just wanted to show you this before closing off the video. Let's see if we can keep that in focus for you. So this is what happened when it dropped the piston ring. So you can see that the valve seat that is sucked in is on the back side, so that's facing the rear of the motor. It is just pulled up in there. We could tell when we had the valve train off, when they were finally released off of that cylinder, that one stuck up a little bit more, but we never guessed the carnage that was down here. So you can see there, you've just got a cylinder head that's absolutely trashed. So we're gonna go ahead and we've already gotten off of one of our spare common rail motors. We've got an 05 cylinder head that's gonna go back on this guy, and this here will go on the wall of shame. So that is the teardown and kind of diagnostics of what happened with the mysterious knock on the 03. If you have any questions, anything else you'd like to see off this motor, then just give me a holler and I'll try to do a follow-up video for y'all.